All right, we're up in the vineyard. Woo! We're driving down the rows. Oh, here, do that again. I missed the thumbs up. There you go. We're driving down the rows of Deshonex. Those are the vines right there that we're tearing out. So,
those healthy vines we're taking?
Yeah, those healthy vines that we're tearing out. We got these 2 rows done. We started down the next 2 rows. Not very far, but yeah, we're going through. We're getting them cut out, and then Dad's gonna come out here with a little auger, and he's gonna grind the stumps out.
Oh, really?
No. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna go through, and I'm cutting them off at the ground with the chainsaw, and then Dad's coming through cleaning them up. Oh. And then taking the tractor, probably can't see the tractor up there, and he's raking the trunks out. Anything else you want to say, Dad?
Nope.
Nope? Okay.
You got it.
All right, well, we better get after it. It's a nice toasty day out, but you can see the grapes are, yeah, we need to do a weekly update here. I got that on video. I wish I would have. He just about biffed it. But yeah, we'll get a weekly update out here hopefully here shortly, since it's been a month. Probably should call them monthly updates, but I've probably postponed this off enough, so I better get after it. So stay tuned for our weekly update, and we'll catch you in the next one.
These have got some small...
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. We know it's been a long time, right, Ron?
Right.
It's been too long. Ron here, he's underpaid, overworked, and he's tired. But he's coming out. He's coming out to give you a video, everybody. It is.
You're the video master.
Our new monthly update in the vineyard. So, Dad, Ron, tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
This is a petite pearl in here. A pretty good berry set on them. You can still see there's a lot of dicamba damage and things this year. That's the curly leaves on things. They should be coming out of it, but that's what's caused all this curling you see on the last ones. You don't see it on the first part. You can kind of tell when they would have gotten hit by the leaves. It was later. Got hit a little later. Whatever. This is the Brianna. Some of them are filling out pretty nice. The smaller berries, they'll kind of disappear. The other larger ones should fill in the spaces on it. But you can see the dicamba damage on these. Seems like there's a little more this year than we had in the past. Of course, there was a lot of wind this spring too, so. And I don't know whether it affected some of the berry set on some of these. There's still a good crop gonna be in here. They'll look better as they mature and these berries get a little bit bigger and kind of fill in the gaps where the small ones are at. Go ahead.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, you should.
I thought you were going to do this.
I need to come over with some ties, get these tied up. But the petite pearl looks pretty decent this year. They're over there, not here.
Well, I can't even see them from over there.
I can see them.
Well, that's...
Yeah, anyway. It's quite dry.
Yeah, we have
91 degrees right now. No rain.
3 days.
But hopefully they're talking 100% chance of rain between 6th and 7th tonight, and I think that's what's building over in the west. Time will tell. I hope they're right this time.
Yeah, we've had what, 95 plus the last 3 days,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
it's close to 100 there.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crunchy out here. You can't probably hear that because you've got these mics on, but it is. We are in desperate need of a good rain. But it's a good thing the soil is what we have here, that it retains moisture pretty well. It hasn't really affected the grapes a whole lot, and I think it'd take quite a bit of more drier.
These are the Itasca. They kind of got hit with something during pollination because some clusters are filled out really nice, and there's some places the flowers didn't set. But you can see these got hit with dicamba too, all the curly leaves on them. So good rain to kind of help perk things up. But there's a particular plant, not hardly anything set on it.
You just didn't sing to this one good enough.
Yeah.
When you were pruning it.
And most of dicamba was coming from the south because the north end of the vineyard doesn't look as bad as what it does on this end.
You know, it's a good thing that we got these mics on because you always walk away and talk.
But here's the ones that didn't. Nothing happened. They didn't set. Whether it was being hit with dicamba at the time, they were getting ready to bloom. That's why we didn't get a good set on some of them. Not sure. But it seemed like they got hurt worse this year than they have in the past. Maybe it's because it's been so dry this year. One of our little friends, Japanese beetles.
Yeah. We started noticing what, this last week?
First part of last week.
We try not to spray any sooner than we have to with it.
But there's a fair amount of berry set on these Itasca in here. But yeah, we got more damage than usual. It seemed like maybe Itasca is a little more susceptible than some of the other varieties. And here, why we didn't get good set at all on these. And then you'll have another one that's got fairly decent on it. That's all I got for here.
So, what have you been up to lately, Ron?
Working,
yeah. Did a little mowing this morning. Last couple weeks, we got some new stuff bottled up. We got our barrel-aged Edelweiss and got our cherry. So those are both back in stock. Last set of the cherry to get filled back in stores will be this week. So that'd be nice having that all back on the shelves for everybody. Oh, and I guess
here's a younger
okay.
Brianna that looks fairly decent. You still got some small berries in them, but for the most part, they set fairly decent. You got some places here there's not going to be much in there. But hopefully they look better as they mature. We'll see. But like I say, this end of the north end of the vineyard looks better than the south end for the most part. You having fun with that?
I always have fun with this. Just about tripped over the wire.
But the Petite Pearl looks like a pretty good set on them this year. You still have some places where the inflorescence didn't do anything, but for the most part, there's a fairly decent set on these. But we need to come through and start getting these tied up. Just set it over there for right now. If I don't get them tied up, they're going to be breaking.
Well, that will probably do it for this part. We'll go over to the other part of the vineyard and talk about what we have going on over there. Does that sound like a plan, Ron? Got the thumbs up, so it means we're gonna do it. Boy, I tell you what, it makes a big difference with the sun behind the clouds.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we get some of this rain.
Did you show them the clouds in the west?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they can really tell, but I sure did. So we'll go over to the other part of the vineyard and talk about what we have going on over there.
You can tell them all about what you do.
All right, Ron, tell them all about what you got going on over here.
You can tell them all.
I don't know what we're doing. It looks like a bare spot in the vineyard.
Learn what we're doing.
The bare spot in the vineyard. What happened? Lightning strike it? You have a cow herd come through and eat them all?
Really? These 6 rows here is where we had our Dishonak. We finally got the old ones out this year. Now hopefully the young ones I've got started last year that never got in the ground will get into the ground this year. End of story.
All right, so what we did, this was where all of our Dishonak used to be. And so we went through with a chainsaw and cut everything off at the base, ground level. And you kind of see right here where the old one was. But we'll come back through here, and all of the vines we have down at the house, we'll run back there and we'll tell them a little bit about it, won't we, Dad?
Sure, you do that.
You betcha. So we'll go back, we'll talk a little bit about those. Those are the grapes that we had in the growing flats, I guess, what you would call it.
Yeah, containers.
Yeah. So we, yeah, we'll go look at those. I guess, I don't know if we've done a video since we uncovered those.
I don't
know
so.
How to put it out. Anyways, so those were looking a little iffy. I probably better get a video out on that if I have a video of that. Yeah. They were looking iffy when we uncovered them because we uncovered them a little late. But it seemed like most of them came back together pretty good. So, yeah. Like I said, this is where the Dishonak was, and it just grew really good for about the first, what?
I don't know, several years.
Several years. And then, yep, just kind of went downhill. So we no longer will have any Dishonak grapes.
Correct.
Live and learn. But all right, well, we will go back to the farm. Yeah, we'll go back down to the house, and we'll talk about those grapes. You want to give them the good word? You're going to go down there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you can be thinking about the good word on your way down.
No, you have the good word for the day. I'm just a spectator.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You still got your mic on, so now you have to talk. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Come on, Ron. You got to give the people what they want. They want Ron,
no, they don't.
The man, telling them what's going on. They don't want to hear from some dumb 30-some-year-old.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, these are the cuttings that we started last year that we didn't get in the ground, and they spent the winter over here on the ground, and we covered them all in with straw.
Well, we already went over that part.
Well, you want to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, most of them survived the winter. That bunch over there, I went through all of them and pulled out the ones that were still good and stuff. Well, they were all good, I guess. I just trimmed them all back to about like 1 or 2 buds on everything, let them start up, except a few taller ones over there. I just let them go. And you can see the Japanese beetles are starting to work on them. I sprayed them last night, but I got beetles in again. So hopefully we can get these in the ground this year.
That would be good.
Hopefully, yeah, not have them in before now, but they're still here growing.
So we'll update everybody next year when we're getting them out of the straw. And
no, we won't. They're all getting planted this year. That's all I have to say.
All right, hit them up with the good word. You had all that time back.
Rain is a forecast. That is a good word for today. 100% chance.
You-
Supposedly between 6 and 7. I know I already said that, but I said it again. So that is the wood word for today. Rain.
You missed a perfectly good opportunity to say a good Luke Bryan song here. Rain is a good thing.
That's nice. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, Whiskey Run Creek Winery and Distillery at Brownville, Nebraska. End of story.
And that's a wrap, everybody, and we'll catch you in the next one.